I stared at the email, my morning coffee going cold on my desk. 6 months of work, countless presentations, and a meticulously crafted proposal, all stolen by my own brother. After careful consideration, the message read, Quantum Technologies has decided to award our digital transformation contract to Asher Solutions. We appreciate Innovation Dynamics' excellent proposal but have chosen to go in a different direction. My hands shook with rage as I read the attachment detailing how my brother's company would handle the $200 million project. A project that used my strategies, my innovations, my ideas, copied almost word for word from confidential documents he'd accessed during our family dinners. I'm Olivia Asher, founder of Innovation Dynamics, and this is how my brother's betrayal led to his biggest business lesson. The worst part wasn't losing the contract. It was the message that followed. Hey sis, heard the news? Tough break, but that's business, survival of the fittest. Maybe stick to smaller projects until you can compete with the big boys. Daniel. My older brother who'd always seen me as the little sister playing entrepreneur, while he ran our father's company, Asher Solutions. The same brother who'd spent the last year pumping me for information about my new digital transformation strategy under the guise of family concern. How's work going, Liv? Any interesting projects? He'd ask at Sunday dinners, topping up my wine glass while I enthusiastically shared my latest innovations. I've been so eager to prove myself, to show my family that leaving the family business wasn't a mistake. Now I realized every conversation had been reconnaissance. My phone buzzed, my father calling. I let it go to voicemail. I already knew what he'd say. This is why you should have stayed with Asher Solutions. Daniel understands business. You're too naive. I closed my eyes, remembering the day I left Asher Solutions 3 years ago. I presented my ideas for revolutionizing digital transformation services, only to be patted on the head and told to focus on smaller projects better suited to your experience level. So I'd started Innovation Dynamics, and spent 3 years developing the exact strategies that Daniel had just stolen. My assistant, Mark, appeared at my door. Olivia? The team's waiting for the morning meeting. Should I tell them about Quantum? I stood up, straightening my jacket. No, I'll tell them myself. Walking into our conference room, I saw the hope on my team's faces. They'd worked countless hours on the Quantum proposal, believing in my vision. Now I had to tell them we'd lost to my brother's corporate espionage. The Quantum contract, I started, my voice steady, has been awarded to Asher Solutions. The room erupted in protests. But they stole our proposal. Those were our strategies. Your brother just copied everything. I held up my hand for silence. Yes, Daniel stole our work. Yes, it's unfair. But right now, I need everyone to focus on our other projects while I handle this family matter. As my team filed out, my phone buzzed again. This time it was a message from Benjamin Chen, CEO of Quantum Technologies. Received your brother's signed contract. The official announcement goes out tomorrow. Looking forward to working with Asher Solutions. I smiled, thinking of the document sitting in my safe, the one that would turn Daniel's triumph into his biggest humiliation. Because there was something my brother didn't know, something no one knew except my lawyers and a select group of board members. I opened my laptop and clicked through to a secure folder. Inside was proof of every family dinner conversation, every stolen strategy, every confidential document Daniel had accessed. But more importantly, it contained evidence of something that would shake Asher Solutions to its core. My phone buzzed again, this time a text from my inside source at Quantum. Everything proceeding as planned. Contract signing ceremony set for tomorrow at 10 a.m. Full media coverage. Perfect. Daniel always did love an audience for his victories. I picked up my phone and dialed a number I rarely used. Rebecca. Yes, make sure all the board members are present for tomorrow's ceremony. Tell them they won't want to miss this. My father had always said I was too naive for business. Daniel had always treated me like a child playing at entrepreneurship. Tomorrow they both learned exactly who they'd been underestimating. I opened my desk drawer and took out an elegant envelope, my invitation to tomorrow's contract signing ceremony. Daniel had sent it with a handwritten note. Come see how real business is done, little sister. I tucked the invitation into my bag, smiling as I thought about the surprise I had planned. Sometimes the best revenge isn't fighting back immediately. Sometimes it's letting your opponent think they've won. right before you show them who's really been in control all along. My phone lit up with another text from Daniel. Hey sis, you're still coming tomorrow, right? Would hate for you to miss this career-defining moment. For me, anyway. I typed back a simple response. Wouldn't miss it for the world. Let him gloat. Let him think he'd won. Tomorrow would come soon enough, and with it, a lesson in what happens when you underestimate the little sister. Mark appeared at my door again. Everything's ready for tomorrow. Should I warn the team about what's coming? I shook my head, looking at the framed photo on my wall. Me at 18, standing next to Daniel at his college graduation. Back when I still believed in family loyalty. No, I said. Let them be surprised like everyone else. Just make sure the cameras are rolling when Daniel signs that contract. Because tomorrow my brother would learn that sometimes the biggest threat isn't your competition. Sometimes it's the sister you never took seriously. The signing ceremony was everything Daniel loved. Cameras, reporters, executive suits, and most importantly, an audience for his triumph. Quantum Technologies headquarters buzzed with anticipation as New York's business elite gathered to witness the $200 million deal. I sat quietly in the back row, watching my brother work the room. He'd always been good at this part, the showmanship, the networking, the carefully practiced humility that fooled everyone except those who really knew him. Olivia, my father's voice came from behind me. I'm surprised you came. This must be difficult for you. I turned, smiling pleasantly. Not at all, Dad. I wouldn't miss this for anything. He frowned, probably expecting tears or bitterness. Well, try to be professional about it. This is Daniel's moment. Oh, I know exactly whose moment this is. Before he could respond, Benjamin Chen, Quantum CEO, called the room to order. Daniel took his place at the signing table, straightening his custom-made suit. Today marks a historic partnership, Chen began. Quantum Technologies and Asher Solutions are joining forces to revolutionize digital transformation services. I tuned out the standard corporate speech, focusing instead on the contract sitting on the table. The contract that would never be signed, at least not by Daniel. However, Chen continued, before we proceed with the signing, there's an important corporate governance matter to address. Daniel's smile flickered slightly. This wasn't in the script. As per Section 7.3 of the contract, Chen read, any unauthorized use of proprietary strategies or intellectual property must be disclosed before signing. Would anyone like to make such a disclosure? The room fell silent. Daniel's face remained confident, but I saw his hand twitch, his tell when he was nervous. I stood up. Actually, I would. Every head turned. Daniel's smile became fixed, dangerous. Olivia, he warned, don't embarrass yourself. I walked to the front of the room, pulling out a USB drive. This contains proof the Asher Solutions proposal was copied directly from Innovation Dynamics confidential documents. Documents that Daniel Asher accessed during family gatherings and private meetings. These are serious accusations, Chen said, though his tone suggested he wasn't surprised. They're also irrelevant, Daniel cut in smoothly. Asher Solutions owns all rights to these strategies. After all, Innovation Dynamics is just a small startup. Actually, I interrupted, Innovation Dynamics is a subsidiary of Phoenix Global Ventures, a fact that became official 3 months ago. Now Daniel's smile did fade. Everyone in the room knew Phoenix Global Ventures, one of the largest technology investment firms in the world. And Phoenix Global, I continued, clicking to display documents on the presentation screen, has owned controlling interests in Asher Solutions for the past year. Through a series of quiet acquisitions and proxy votes, the room erupted in whispers. My father stood up, his face pale. That's impossible. I would know if someone had bought controlling interest in my company. Would you? I asked quietly. The same way you knew your son was stealing intellectual property. The same way you knew your daughter was building something valuable? I turned to Daniel, whose arrogance had finally cracked. Want to know the best part, brother? Those strategies you stole, I leaked them to you. Old versions, incomplete data, just enough to make you think you'd outsmarted me. You're lying, he whispered. I clicked again, displaying more documents. Every family dinner was recorded. Every confidential document you accessed was tracked. I knew you'd try to steal my work. You've been doing it since we were kids. So I gave you exactly what I wanted you to take. Chen stepped forward. As the CEO of Quantum Technologies, I have to say this is unprecedented. It gets better, I smiled. As the majority shareholder of Asher Solutions through Phoenix Global, I'm announcing some immediate management changes. Daniel Asher is hereby removed as CEO, effective immediately. The room exploded in chaos. Daniel lunged forward, but security stepped between us. "You can't do this," he shouted. "Dad, tell her she can't do this." Our father stood frozen, looking between us like he was seeing us clearly for the first time. "Actually," I said calmly, "I can and I have." The board voted this morning, unanimously. I turned to the gathered executives and reporters. Asher Solutions and Innovation Dynamics will be merging under the Phoenix Global umbrella. The combined company will be handling Quantum's digital transformation project, using the real strategies, not the stolen versions. "This is a trick," Daniel sputtered. "You're just what?" I cut him off. "Just your little sister. Just a naive entrepreneur." That's exactly what I wanted you to think. You were so busy underestimating me that you never noticed me building something bigger than you could imagine. I signed the real contract with a flourish, then held out the pen to Chen. "Shall we make this official?" As Chen signed, cameras flashed. Tomorrow's business headlines were writing themselves. Tech Empress outmaneuvers brother in corporate takeover. Security will escort you out, I told Daniel. Human resources will contact you about your severance package, though given the intellectual property theft, there might not be one. "Olivia," my father stepped forward. "This isn't how family." "No," I cut him off. "This is exactly how you taught us business works." Daniel just learned that lesson the hard way. Later that evening, I sat in my new office, the CEO's office at Asher Solutions. My phone had been buzzing nonstop with messages from family members and business associates. My assistant brought in a bottle of champagne. "Quite a show today. Was it worth waiting all this time?" I looked at the photos being taken down from the office walls. Pictures of Daniel and my father, generations of Asher men running the company. Tomorrow my photo would hang here instead. The look on his face when he realized his little sister now owned his company. I smiled. Absolutely priceless. My phone buzzed one last time, a text from Daniel. "You've destroyed this family." I thought about all the times he'd stolen my ideas, dismissed my achievements, treated me like a child playing at business. "No," I typed back. "I just showed you what happens when you underestimate the wrong person." I raised my champagne glass in a silent toast. Sometimes the best revenge isn't just winning. It's making sure they understand exactly how thoroughly they lost. And sometimes the little sister turns out to be the biggest threat of all.